Okay, so today we are shooting with the team. This is all about Jon Witty, who on the 30th is going to be going for his pro card. We've got Moose and Roy, and Justin's doing the filming. So Jon is a bodybuilder and co-owner of Willpower Gym. There's Willpower. How you feeling, Jon?
I'm looking forward to the competition.
Get it done. What are you eating afterwards? That's probably the first question.
Cheesecake Factory, I'll order one of everything.
Done. All right. We're here with Moose Elbakuchi, co-owner of Willpower Gym. So Moose, while you catch your breath, can you tell us a little bit about Jon's training? We're going outside, we're getting some air.
Jon, he trains like a beast, but he's always complaining. That's Jon. But with me, he has no choice.
He has no choice. So
I know, he's doing a good job. He's doing great job.
I complain a lot, but I follow directions.
Yeah, but when he complains, pas habla English. No habla English.
If I have to suffer, everybody's going to suffer with me.
So prep has been how many weeks so far?
Over 16 weeks out for sure.
16 weeks, a week to go. Over 16.
We started March 5th.
Yes.
Right, and that's because there was a competition a couple of weeks ago as well,
because we need
right?
to be qualified.
Absolutely.
It was a piece of cake, but hey.
So what do you think? How's he looking?
How's he looking? He's looking great.
Yeah?
Yeah. Not yet, because he needs to look great on the 29th.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's the day.
So we're gonna see.
We should look even better on the 30th.
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna make sure we have a look at Jon's conditioning at the end of this video as well. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
And joining us today.
Yeah, that's right.
And I have to tell you, this guy is purely here for comedic purposes.
That's it.
Is Roy.
That's correct.
Joke teller extraordinaire. You've been working out with these guys though for many years, right? How long?
Oh, geez, I started working out with Moose 6 years ago.
6 years.
And so then when the three of us started working out sporadically based on Jon's schedule and everything like that, about 4 years ago. And then we've just continued to get, increase the frequency. And now that they've opened their own gym, it's been pretty much here every day with them.
Amazing.
He looks good in the camera.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, I forget his makeup.
All part of the service. And filming them today for the official video is Justin Jones of Jones Media Shop. You prefer life on the other side of the lens, right, buddy? How about just an awkward smile from you? That would be perfect. Lovely. You've done a few videos of these guys though, so how have you seen things evolve with Jon over the last few weeks?
By the way, Justin is the best in the business.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
learning, but he's learning fast. And he's really good.
Excellent.
Yes.
So how have you seen things evolve? I mean, you've done a few videos of these guys now.
Yeah, and I've been following Jon on social, and it's amazing, man. He's doing awesome. It's the best he's ever looked. So
for 65, not too fucking bad.
For 65.
Killing it.
65
and a half.
And a half. 65 and a half. And
what's the date today?
And the body of a 20-year-old.
There you go. In the mind of an 8-year-old.
It's the 20th. You got 10 days to come.
Okay, so I'm 65 and a half plus 4 days.
All right. That's what we're aspiring to. 65 and looking like that.
And that's on that Denny's early morning breakfast.
Yeah,
it's a leg pump going on as well.
It's amazing how good you can look with an IHOP, just eating at IHOP 3 times a day.
Great job.
One, 2, 3, 4. Come on. 5. Faster. Come on. 1, 2.
That's it.
3.
That's it.
4.
Good.
5. Come on, Jon. Go. 1, 2, 3. Last 2. Last 1. Up.
Yep.
Good.
Awesome.
Actually, I forgot to light that properly. Can we start that again, Jon?
You didn't get it? You missed it? Yeah.
Oh my God, this is
cameras aren't rolling, can we burn that building down again?
John, I know you're still catching your breath, but we were talking earlier and you were telling me you came to this later in life, so you started training, what, 22 years ago?
Yeah.
First competition was about 18 years ago?
It was 2000, San Francisco in 2000.
2000, so that's inspiring for a lot of people. I mean, I count myself amongst that. I'm 42,
yeah.
I'm just getting into this sport. I'm thinking about training for a classic, for a physique competition next year. What's that journey been like coming into it at a later age? A lot of people start much younger.
So, honestly, a very conscious decision. I didn't kind of fall into it. And, you know, I started in my 50s, and it's kind of a step at a time. I didn't, you know, when I started bodybuilding, I never thought I could compete. And then I saw somebody compete, and I'm like, well, if that person can get on stage, I can probably get on stage. And that just started a cycle. You know, and kind of one thing led to another, and the number of times I've retired from this, I can't even count, right? You know, when I competed in 2000, I really wasn't ready, and I didn't look good, and I wasn't happy.
Right.
I took 6 years off before I got on stage the second time.
Wow, what a commitment.
But from 2006 forward, other than the first time I went to nationals, I always won my class. I took a first in every show I entered.
Right.
The first time at the national level, I took a second. I came back in 2 years, took a first, coming back in 2 years, and to win the overall in New Jersey. So
amazing.
Yeah,
amazing. And you had a competition a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, in Boise. It was you had to qualify. So showed up there. Unfortunately, there were no. There was one guy who was 73, so it wasn't exactly a contest. But I did make 5 out of the 8 in the open men light heavyweight, so I felt good about that. So
Fantastic.
I made top 5.
Amazing.
So
that's amazing.
Against the kids.
Yeah, I know, right? Good job.
So it's, you know, for me, it's just kind of fun to be. I mean, I love the sport. I love the people I've met in the sport. But, you know, it's also a chance for me to be not only an ambassador for the sport, but to help people know not to be bound by their physical age, right?
Yep.
Moose is the one who always says, you know, bodybuilding, it can be a sport for life if you're smart about it, and, you know, you listen to your body and you're just smart about how you train.
Yep.
And, you know, and that's great. So for me, that's fun.
Yeah.
I talk to people, because I fly back and forth between here and California every week. I talk to people in the airplane about nutrition, about training, about lifestyle, you know.
And it's your lifestyle. It's not a hobby or even a sport. It's how you live every day, right?
5, 6, 7, 9, 30.
Right, so Moose, I know we're going to be grabbing each of you as you're catching your breath, so not the easiest, but you know, we just heard from John about what it's like to start a little bit later in life, sort of 40s and 50s and go into it. This is something you did start at a younger age. This is something
I started really young.
You always wanted
15 years old.
15 years old.
Yes.
So what's that journey bit? You're now 22?
I wish.
Same age as me pretty much, right? 42, 53.
More than 22.
All right, so starting at that young age, what's that journey been like for you, all the way from living in France, all the way to moving here to the US, and now owning your own gym? That was the dream.
It's the dream come true. The dream come true. Everything I was dreaming about, I made it happen. And this sport had no lot to be who I am today. That's why I'm really thankful to the bodybuilding sport. Yeah, and today, having a gym with Jon is just to give back to the sport and teach people what does it mean the bodybuilding lifestyle. Right. Yeah, that's our difference with other places. Yep. Here is old school gyms, old school mindset, camaraderie, and just love for the sport. And that's why we love to share that with our members and give the example. We're here every day working out, not just sitting in the office and counting the money. The money we don't have yet.
But I know when I first joined, somebody told me that you handpicked every piece of equipment in this gym.
I've been over almost over 20 years in this industry, traveling the world, training, competing, and I'm really picky about training and equipment. And no one can build amazing gym than bodybuilder, because this is our toy. We need those. That's why it took for me over 6 months to choose one by one, because I know exactly why I want this machine and not another one, why I want this leg extension, another one. Yeah, because most of the time corporates, they have a deal with big brands. The whole gym, it's all Life Fitness or Cybex or Hammer Strange.
Right.
And each brand, they're not really strong with everything. You need to pick up a little bit from here and there to build the perfect gym.
Exactly what
That's
you
why
want.
most of the time you go to one gym, you find good equipment, but you need to go to another one to find good chest equipment or back. And our idea with Jon here was just to have everything in one place. You don't need to travel.
All right, Jon. So you said when you walked in, you're feeling pretty tired. This is almost
tired.
This is the worst day to talk to you, right? So it's literally you're leaving tomorrow morning at 5, 6 a.m.
It's the worst and best. It's the worst because I dropped another 2 pounds last night. I thought I had nothing in the tank. Now I really know what nothing in the tank feels like.
Right.
I just have no legs underneath me. I have no energy. But but it's good because, you know, I get on a plane tomorrow, and so we head east.
It's done. It's done. And I can see Moose just walking in now. And so today's really about walking around and kind of seeing what progress you've made and where we're up to, and kind of final preparations for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Speaking of the big guy, here he is. Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
How are you?
We're very well, thank you. Very well. We're just having a bit of a chat with Jon about what today's about, and this kind of like final critique and taking a look at what he's achieved and the kind of positioning he's put himself in.
How's the journey doing today?
The big day.
You saw my you saw my text this morning.
We have the answer, yes.
Guys, thanks for meeting up again. I know we're going to go into the gym in just a moment and check out how Jon's doing, but it's the day before the show. Just had a quick chat with Jon before you came in, Moose, to get his thoughts, but it'd be really good to hear from both of you. It's the day before. It's been a long journey. It's been a 20-odd year journey, but you know, especially since the prep for this particular show, chasing the pro card. Do you want to give us a few of your thoughts? Moose, let's start with you on how we got here and where we're up to.
First thing, it's not the day before the show because we will be on trouble.
Sorry, day before you travel.
Yes, we are just Wednesday. We're flying tomorrow morning, really early. I'm not happy about that, but Jon, you know me. And the show it's Saturday. You know, the job is done. We did what we can. We work really hard for that. Jon, he did his job. Now we will see what the fly we get there is completely depleted now since Sunday. Yeah, Sunday, that's why he doesn't talk, I talk for him. And we will see. I'm going to check his condition today, see how he look. For sure he's going to be flat like the wall. And start carving up a little bit, playing with his water and make him ready for Saturday morning. That's the goal.
Jon, how are you feeling?
8 a.m. At 8 a.m.
How you feeling about those carbs, Jon?
Anything that's food related right now, I'm definitely excited about the thought of that. This is it's interesting. This is the 5th prep that I've done with Moose, and this is definitely order of magnitude more difficult.
Right. What's been the key things that have been most difficult?
I don't know whether it's a combination of my age, but I think that on this one, Moose knows that we have to. This is our last chance to pull it off. So he's not leaving anything to risk.
Okay.
For me, the difficulty for me is not in staying on my diet.
Right.
I have the skill to do that. The problem for me is to function at the level I expect to function at,
right,
on very little food, you know, very little carbs. So if I was just in the gym and I could go home and crash and nap, it would be no problem. But you know, I have a company that I'm responsible for running, and there's a lot of stress that goes with that.
And that's the most important thing. A lot of people forget the stress factor.
Yes.
He doesn't have a normal job.
Yeah.
He has big company behind him.
Yeah.
And we work out every day at 12, and I can feel just the stress on him when he came here. I have the body, but I know the brain is at the office. It's still dealing with meetings and thinking and this and that. And many times I was not happy because I know affect a lot his workout. Because it's hard for him to stop the job, and now it's time to focus in my workout. And many times I told him when he come back around 5-6 p.m. to do his cardio, his abs, it's another person. It's completely different. He's smiling. He's more okay. Now it's off.
Yeah.
And I wish he can be like that at 12.
Yeah. But that's hard.
You know, hey, it's his main job. He needs to do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
And that's just amazing. Doing this sport, it's really hard. Getting ready for the show, it's crazy hard. And managing both between the job, the gym, and the workout, hey, it's.
I mean, I think a lot of us have related to that in the gym as well. I know for me, working in a very corporate role as well, there's a lot of other guys here as well that do that. But you know, none of us are actually running the company, and I think that's the difference with Jon. There's that extra element of stress. Plus, as you said, he's getting down here 12 o'clock for his workout every day. His mind might not be here, but his body's present, and then he's back again in the evening. It's such a commitment to make with his career as well.
I am dealing a lot with the stress, and the stress affecting my life and affecting my health today.
Yeah.
And knowing that and being more aware about what the stress can do to your body.
Yep.
As a coach and as a friend, I know it's not good for him because, you know, the stress can kill you.
Yep.
And for this sport, you can follow your diet, train crazy, do everything perfectly. But if your stress level is really high, it can show up in your body.
Absolutely.
And you can do nothing for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And do you
your
think
body,
that
just from the stress, your body is going to hold a lot of water.
Sure.
How are you going to do to kick that out?
Yeah.
Especially when here, it's just on the whole time, I'm sure when you sleep, his brain is still working a lot.
Oh, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I know we're going to go into the gym right now and take a look at how Jon's getting along. Really want to hear your thoughts, Moose. I don't know if Jon can even talk right now, but it'd be really good to hear from both of you. But Moose, particularly, I think it's really good for people that are watching this to learn kind of what's that journey he's been on over the last few months. What are the things he needed to fix? Did he achieve it? Where have we fallen short, if anywhere? Where has he excelled? Let's really get that detail behind it. So can we go now into the gym and take a look?
I saw him a couple of days and a couple of weeks ago. The achievement, we did it.
You did it?
Yeah.
All right.
Because it was nothing less to the chance.
It was a 2-year work effort.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right? So
Absolutely.
when we took first in 2016 in Pittsburgh,
Yep.
and didn't win the overall, we had to say, you know, what do we need to fix?
Mm-hmm.
How do we work on that and work that in? So it's been a you know, it's not been a 6-month effort. It's been a 2-year effort, and this culminates from the first show that I worked with him in 2013. We've been going now 5 years.
Wow.
So.
And his body was just improving and going. And he's right. Last time we competed was 2 years ago.
In 16.
2 years ago, he was 63. Now he's 65. And trust me, it's almost like it's 10 years between.
Wow.
It's the reality. It's a huge difference between being 25, 30, 35. After that, it's another story. The body doesn't cover the same way. Everything is not in the same way. The muscle matter is not the same way. You know, just being a normal person, it's really hard to hold your size, be in shape.
Yep.
But we fight since the last 2 years with Father Time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's true, because I know for real when I say that this is a harder prep. It's harder for a couple of reasons, but my body's ability to recover this time, I can definitely tell it's not the same. It's much harder for me to recover.
Right. Right.
So,
All right. Let's go check out
Okay.
the progress.
All that crazy lines, and it's not full, but you see more detail. Okay, quarter to the right. Quarter to the right. Yeah, I can see just from your chest it's flat. Oh yeah, everything's flat. Shift the weight to the toes.
Toes, I am that, yeah.
Good. Pull it to the right, more fiber on the calf. Obliques. And face front. Front double biceps. Shoulder down. And up. Good. Lat spread. Chest up. Good. Side chest. Legs. Nice, nice, nice. You see that? Good. Side triceps. Good. Back double biceps. Fist back. Good. Relax. Lat spread. Stay there. That's one of the big improvements we did. A long time ago, he didn't have a really nice thickness in the lower back, and all the work we did, it was in this area. So you can see more fibers now. Of course, it's depleted, doesn't have the wow fact. Okay, that's spread. Okay. Shoulder down. Okay, face front, abs and thighs. Good. Mass muscular. Good. Do for me again the abs and thighs. You see all this detail in his abs with the skin. That's the greeny look we look for.
Right.
See how the muscles greeny. Relax. Yeah, we're really happy about the full package we're bringing this year. Now, yeah, with more carbs, we'll start slowly tomorrow on Wednesday, and it's going to be nice and full. The skin is going to act more on the
Stretch out.
on the muscle.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And everything will be done.
So you were telling us around the back there about getting some more fullness in the back has been a big part of the
Yes.
training regime.
Yes.
You talked a lot about conditioning, and I think it's pretty clear to see how good Jon's
Honestly, we
conditioning
never
is.
had any problem with Jon condition.
Right.
Yeah, like 2 years ago,
But from the
he was
front-
the most full guy in condition. We lost from the back, a little bit the lower back and the glutes area.
Right.
That's why we lost the overall. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, from the front, he killed everyone. No one has his size.
Right. Excellent.
And
Is there
especially legs. 'Cause, okay, see how it's the edge, you lose your legs, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
His legs is still there.
yeah, phenomenal.
and with a fake head.
Yeah, with one hip replacement.
Has there been any other areas for concern, or is it just generally keeping his size, filling out the back, and keeping that strong conditioning?
Yes.
It was all about figuring out how we win from the back, not the front.
But
Because the battle always wins in. If you win or lose from the back, when you
Right.
face the curtain, not when you face the judge.
Like a long time ago, the issue was the arms, and we fixed it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like almost every year, okay, let's focus for one area. But the last 2 years, we know, okay, the most important is the back, hamstring, and the glutes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And
great. That separation is coming way up now.
yeah, can we get you to stand back a bit, Jon, so we can really get the full body in as much as possible? So back another step or two if you can. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, see that here? All these lines, separation. I know some guys at 30 years old, they don't have separation like that in the legs.
I'd take that tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Boom. Good. Chest up. Thumb always inside the hand. Show more biceps peak. Yeah, legs is amazing. The whole
Can we see the back
front
again
is
from here, Jon?
What's that?
Can we see the back again from
Yeah.
here?
Sorry, buddy.
Almost done.
Yeah, good. Did you see that? Did you see the detail here in the hamstring?
Yep.
The fibers here in the calves. I don't know if the video can show that.
Yep.
There we go. Boom. See see that the traps, the rhomboid, the lats, lower back, lumbar.
Excellent. Great job, Jon. So we're feeling as confident as we can.
Yeah,
100%.
We've done everything. We haven't left
done it,
anything
yeah.
on the table,
You
right?
never know who's going to show up.
Right.
The only thing you can't control is yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring your best, and the best will win.
It's the best condition I've ever been. We left nothing undone. I didn't. We didn't short ourselves. I didn't short myself on anything. You know, hanging in with the prep, being here 3 times a day, 6 a.m. for cardio, noon for lifting, back at night for abs and calves. It's been a journey.
Congratulations,
Yeah, thank
and we look forward to seeing you when you get back. Good luck.
Right. Thank you.
Do it for you, do it for Moose, do it for the whole gym. We've all been behind you.
It's his birthday on Saturday, so I have to deliver the cake.
Competing on his birthday.
Yes, the Pro Carlo.
I love it.
Normally, I'm really lucky with New Jersey. I went there a couple of years ago with Michelle Brown, and we get our Pro Card there. That was really amazing, and you never know. Yeah.
Let's do
I'm
it.
confident. I'm confident.
All right, good luck, guys. We'll
All
see
right,
you in a few days.
Yeah, thanks.
Take care. Cheers.
All right, see you.
All right, Jon, thanks for meeting with us again. We're going to discuss a couple of things today. The first is things didn't transpire as we'd hoped. Right, so there was some disappointment. I'm probably underplaying that for you. But
maybe just a little, yeah.
Just a little. But we had some disappointment, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of us thought that was going to be the end for you. But
Yeah.
it turns out it's not, and there's something else coming up on the 1st of September.
Yeah. So it was the end, right?
It was the
So
end.
I went into this show, worked my ass off, brought the best conditioning ever, because I did the photo overlay to look at, you know, what took first place in Pittsburgh in 2016 and what we brought to New Jersey in 2018.
Yep.
And definitely we accomplished what we needed to accomplish.
Excellent.
The placing, however,
Yep.
was nowhere close to sort of what I expected or what Moose expected after prejudging. So I'm not going to get into the whole judging thing, but I didn't have a plan B, and that was my last show.
Right.
Now, there was a show in Pittsburgh, Masters Nationals, in a couple of weeks, but you know, the night of the show in New Jersey and the next day, you know, when I flew home back to San Jose with Amy, I was still, you know, fully locked on that was it.
Right.
Not what we wanted, but that was it.
Yep.
So went home, ended up going to Lake Tahoe. I was kind of hanging out there, having a good time, and this was just eating at me. So I started my bodybuilding career, the very first show I entered, I took a 4th place in 2000.
Right.
I have never seen 4th place ever since then, right? My class has been first place from 2000 all the way through 2016, with the exception of the first time I went to Masters Nationals, I placed 2nd. So to place 4th was just blew my mind, number one. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to end an 18-year competitive bodybuilding career going out with a 4th place placing.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it wasn't in the plan. I didn't have a plan B, but I'm not you know, I'm not going to accept 4th place. So we're training for the North American in Pittsburgh. It is Saturday, September 1st for men's bodybuilding, and that's the next stop. So that's in 6 weeks.
So here's my question with that: is that we saw your physique before. Everyone was like, "Wow, he's bringing everything, the full package." Are you going to change anything for Pittsburgh, or are you going to take?
I'll take the same package to Pittsburgh, and trust the process.
Right. Okay.
Now, having said that, I just looked at the Masters Nationals photos from last weekend, and there's some amazing guys that showed up at that show. Now, had I been placed 4th against some of those, or at least the guy who won, I would understand, because they brought some great packages, but not the previous show.
Right.
So.
Okay.
So I'm going back. No guarantees, there never are.
No.
But I just can't I can't, you know, I can't end this thing with a 4th place. If I took 4th place against physiques that I thought I placed 4th place,
yep,
I'd be okay with that.
Okay.
But that's not what happened.
That's not how you feel.
And just for the record, in the 18 years of bodybuilding, competing, I have never once said, you know, I got robbed, the judging was bad. Never had that experience.
Right, right.
So I guess you need one of those.
You need one. You got one.
It's the galaxy's way of saying, you're not quite done.
Well,
one
yeah,
more.
Maybe. It's fake.
Yeah.
So just about now is about maintaining conditioning. Have you maintained it since the last show? How long since that show?
Yeah,
that we did
So it was 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
So the last 3 weeks.
And so the last 3 weeks, I haven't lost my mind eating, but I haven't been drawn down. I've basically been eating my way up a little bit.
Right.
So today is Tuesday. So yesterday, and after the barbecue on Saturday that you and I were at, now we're on the landing approach. So we start pulling food out. The look gets harder. I get leaner. I get more depleted. But it's still 6 weeks away. Right. So you know, I got a couple of more weeks of, you know, training and feeling really good before you start to get in that mode of training and feeling, you know, pretty depleted.
Yep.
Because at the end, you saw me before. It's tough.
Oh, yes.
You've got nothing in the tank, right?
Yep.
And you're sitting down between sets, and you know.
Yeah.
I'm feeling my age at that point, but now I'm not. Now I feel like I'm 25 again because I'm full of food and I'm training hard and loving life.
I think people in their 20s feel it when they're doing that, so it's even more phenomenal that you're doing that. 65 and a half, as we said. 60, and don't forget that half.
That half's very important.
I think that kind of, I mean, thank you so much for this. I think a lot of people would record this. No one's seen this, and like, you've got that, and it didn't figure out the way you want. And
right.
The first thing you did was call me and say, hey, let's wrap this up. It didn't work out the way I wanted. Let's wrap this episode, because for you, this is very much something that other people can learn from, and you don't always learn from the successes, you learn from the failures. So I really appreciate you doing this. Can we do this again? Can we pick up a few weeks out from the next show?
We can, absolutely. And I'll tell you one thing, talking about learning from just what happens in your life, like I said, it was never my intention. I didn't have a plan B.
Yep.
When I left the East Coast, I was done. And I considered the situation, and you know, I made a decision to, you know, change the course and potentially change the outcome. So that's a really crazy good thing about bodybuilding. Every prep, every show you do, you learn something new about yourself, and this is another, you know, opportunity I've had to learn that, okay, even though I said this is what it's going to be, you know, you consider the situation and the facts and everything else, and you make a different determination that really wasn't on the roadmap per se, and you go for it. But I guess that's my competitive nature. Yeah,
that's what you got here in the first place.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is for sure.
So, look, John, thanks again.
Yeah, thank you, James. Yeah, absolutely.
And, we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
All right, we'll chat some more. All right.
Thanks, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you.
And so life goes on and we move forward. I'll be a bodybuilder all my life. I'm not going to compete anymore. I need to, I think, shift my focus, how I invest my time. It's sad to leave on this note, but it is what it is.
Just like you see, when we are a bodybuilder, we are bodybuilder for life.
Yes.
And I was in your journey since 5 or 6 years now, and you are just an amazing man, an amazing athlete, and you have all my respect.
Thank you. As you have mine, and we're gonna have a fun time in New York City tomorrow, having breakfast, and then spending a little bit of time in Central Park before we climb on a plane and go home. So we'll make a great weekend out of this experience anyway, even if the judging result wasn't what we expected.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you for who you are, and I love you so much.
I love you too.